As it is with water, agriculture and food security can be achieved, while the diversification of the Nigerian economy is fast-tracked. Kashimbila Multipurpose Dam, being constructed at an estimated cost of over 100 billion naira, is one of many such dams designed with integrated facilities to improve food production, food security, energy and job creation.
You can shoot. When you're dancing, yeah, you show it. really want it, you gotta feel it. Get down on it. Come on and get down on it. While you're dancing, get down on it. She's simply awesome. She touched by me in painted on jeans. And all had turned 'cause she was the cream. In the blink of an eye, I knew her number and her name. Yeah. She said I was the tiger she wanted to tame. Give me one more chance, beautiful woman. Give me a chance. I keep saying, beautiful woman. Give me one more chance. Beautiful woman.
Just
Give me a chance.
just
You got to believe me. chance, beautiful woman. Give me a chance. I keep singing, beautiful woman. Give me one more chance, beautiful woman. Give me a chance. You got to believe me, my beautiful woman. I can't stand losing you to somebody else. Please, darling, come back to me. Please, 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 baby. Yeah, my beautiful woman. Give me one more chance, beautiful woman. Give me a chance. I keep singing.
Hello. Please, honorable commissioners, kindly come and take your seats. The honorable minister is already seated. The PAMSEC is seated. Please come to the front and take your seat. The tag representing your state is in your front. Identify your tag and sit down accordingly for the commencement of the council meeting, please. Directors of the ministries, please, you are kindly also requested to come to the back of your seats are also reserved behind the honorable minister.
The next life that we live in remains to be seen. Will you be by my side? I often pray before I lay down by your side. And if you receive your calling before I wake, could I make it through the night?
Ushers, please kindly bring the materials for the council meeting, the document for the meeting. Please, can we be seated, please? The meeting is about commencing. Please, can we be seated?
Hello, 1, 2.
Can we all be seated, please? Can we all be seated, please? And can I have your attention? Get seated and also let me have your attention, please. And may I request at this point that you should please either switch off your phones or put them in silent mode, please. Please check your phones and ensure that they're either switched off or is on silent mode. Thank you. I'm giving 2 more minutes for us to settle down so that we can start this meeting. We're already 15 minutes behind schedule, almost. All be seated, please. And can I have your attention? Hello, there's still a lot of noise in the background. Can we have some silence, please? Can we? I still see people roaming around. Be seated, please. Market. No, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, it's now 12:45 p.m. and it's my honor and privilege to call this meeting to order. I'd like to once again welcome us to this 27th meeting of the National Council on Water Resources holding here in Abuja. I am aware that for the past few days a lot of work has been going on through so many technical sessions, and I would like to commend you for all the efforts you have been made because it's the input that you've made in the last few days that has made it possible for us to have the document that we need to seriously deliberate on today. I hope that at the end of this meeting that so many far-reaching decisions would have been taken on the way forward for the water resources sector. So on this note, I think ordinarily I would have asked for some introduction. I don't know whether we still need to do that. So the commissioners, please, is there a microphone around that we can, where is the, so can we have formal introductions in alphabetical order, starting with Abia State? Ladies and gentlemen at the back, please, can we have your attention? Please.
The chairman of the council is Engineer Imanwa Buko. I'm the Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Public Utilities and Water Resources, Abia State.
Honorable Minister, my name is Solomon Sanda. So this is representing the commissioner. My name is Mr. Solomon Simon Donsanda, Permanent Secretary, Ministry for Water Resources, representing the Honorable Commissioner, Adamawa State.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Victor Ezekwo, Acting Director, Water, Ministry of Public Utilities and Water Resources, Anambra State, representing the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you.
Chairman, I am Barrister Jidona Chulambami, Honorable Commissioner, Bauchi State.
Honorable Minister and Chairman in Council, my name is Keme Brady Kumo Pere Warebi, Honorable Commissioner, Water Resources, Bayelsa State.
The Honorable Minister and Council, my name is Engineer Dondo Ahire. I'm the Honorable Commissioner, Water Resources and Environment, Benin State.
Honorable Minister, my name is Haji Ahmed Robunu Lawan, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Water Resources, Borno State, representing my Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, Honorable Minister and Chairman Taipei, representing the Honorable Commissioner across River State.
Good morning, Minister. I'm Engineer N.I. Oku, standing for the Commissioner of Water Resources, Delta State.
Good morning, distinguished Minister of the Federal Republic. Imai Lechisonde is my name, Commissioner for Water Resources, Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State.
Good afternoon, Honorable Honorable Minister of Federal Water Resources. I am Mrs. Akonjo Osiriedo Obu, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Water Resources, Edo State, representing Acting Commissioner for Edo State Water Resources.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. My name is Anthony Dubem Onya, Special Advisor to Governor of Enugu State, Ministry of Water Resources.
Honorable Minister and Chairman in Council, my name is Mijinia Wayahaya, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Water Resources, Gombe State. Thank you, sir.
With profound gratitude, humility, Honorable Minister, I am Barrister Chief Tony Umezurike, Honorable Commissioner for Public Utilities and Water Resources, Imo State.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister and Chairman of the Council. My name is Bashir Umar Lere, and I'm the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Public Works and Infrastructure, representing the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you.
Honorable Minister and the Council, I am Dr. Hussein Umar Ganduje, Permanent Secretary, Water Resources Kano, representing Honorable Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, sir, my name is Honorable Musa Adamu Puntua, Dankafin Katsina, Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Water Resources, Katsina State.
Honorable Minister and Chairman of the Council, Nura Kangiwa, Honorable Commissioner, Water Resources and Rural Development, Kebbi State.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. My name is Anuela Lawal, Commissioner for Water Resources, Kwara State.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister. I am Engineer Mrs. Taiwo.
Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Minister and Chairman in Council, distinguished members of the Council, my name is Senator Alkali Abdul Qadir Jajere, Honorable Commissioner and Minister of Water Resources, Yobe State.
My name is Dem Joy Okoro, Acting General Manager, FCT Water Board.
We may, if there are two, so we may have to do a ballot. But brace yourselves up if you want to. We want the next year to be another state. And moving quickly, I think there is a presentation that is supposed to be done for us of this first plenary, right? Where is it? And that is managing water resources in crisis, COVID-19 pandemic in focus, the Nigeria experience, by our own Timain Omeja Mowere, Managing Director, CEO, Mangrove and Partners Limited, Abuja. But I thought he was also one of our coordinators. So is he coming? He's wearing his private sector toga. So Timain, you have the floor. And talk to your paper and let's make it snappy, please. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, the Permanent Secretary, Honorable Commissioners present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and delight that to be invited to make this presentation. I just want to make some introductory statements before we go into the slides. We have had a challenging year that has also been a year of opportunities for several sectors. For us in the water sector in particular, I think this has been a year of opportunities. And one is glad to note that this meeting is reflecting on this year so that we can take policy decisions that can help the sector to go forward. I am going to streamline my presentation because we discussed the climate change sub-team on Monday. So today I'm going to be focusing on the COVID-19 pandemic as a crisis. So the streamlined presentation is going to focus on water rather than water resources. And when I say water, it's a subset of the water resources sector and focuses on water, sanitation, and hygiene to help us to understand that COVID itself played out in the use, availability, or misuse of water and hygiene facilities. And to do this, next slide please, we have outlined a few questions. I will make some definitions of what we understand COVID to be and what the sector is at, whether we are in crisis or not. And then I will help us to trigger reflections with 4 questions. The first one will ask us what do we know about COVID-19, and the second will look at what we need to know about COVID-19. And then the third will talk about how should we think about COVID-19, and what should we consider doing going forward. And then, of course, we have some recommendations and then a summary statement. So to start with, next slide, please. We want to look at our sector. How has the sector been? What has been the situation in the sector before COVID? We all know that COVID comes with flu-like symptoms and is quite a common illness in some parts of the world. It has come as a shock to everybody. Some people are talking about the new normal. Is it actually a new normal? Perhaps at one time people will have recognized TB or cholera or diarrhea as a new normal. But we will go further into that. So we've grouped from year 2000, our sector into 3 phases. The first era is the era where we started looking very closely into policies and regulations and strategies to deliver services. The second phase, which spanned about 10 years, we talked more about national plans and regulations and master plans. During this phase, most of the concentration was focused at the national level, where somebody from Abuja helps or delivers projects in Sokoto. This third phase, which is the recent 5, somebody in Abuja is encouraging states to do more and to plan for themselves. We have not caught on to that very strongly, but we are at the beginning of it. So we're now beginning to talk about state action plans. We're talking about state ODF strategy. We are talking about ODF roadmaps and things like that. Next slide, please. But let's go back again and say, so what is it about our sector? What exactly is it about our sector that is affected by COVID or is not affected by COVID? We want to look at our sector from year 2000, like I said. In 2017, a report was released, the Wake Up Call, which is the WASH Diagnostic Report, and it identified certain messages for us. The concluding point was that the sector is in crisis, and that is because that we have, a situation where we have physics everywhere. We are facing challenges where 47 million of us are defecating in the open. We have households that are affected by inadequate access. 71% of our households, in that lacked access at that time. We had situations where expenditure in water and sanitation is limited and of poor quality. And we have also situations where agencies are performing very poorly. We will talk a bit more into these issues as we go forward. Next slide, please. We also had a report in 2019 which focused on rural areas, the access and sustainability report. These 2 reports were supported by the World Bank using national data. Institutional strengthening was identified as a key issue across board, from federal to local government levels. In fact, in some instances, we almost don't have local government administration in some of the WASH units that we are talking about. Water supply faced several problems, failures of pumps and inefficiencies like we mentioned earlier. Sanitation and hygiene was not having the level of recognition that we thought it should have until very recently. And then, of course, institutional wash was a big problem, where we have situations where half of schools do not have toilets. In some instances, we only have 7% of schools, 70% in primary schools and 9% in secondary schools having hand washing facilities. We dare not talk about the prisons or the police stations and institutions of that nature. Financing, we didn't have much commitment in financing for the sector. And then, of course, data and monitoring was a big issue. But just to highlight the fact that some of these have started changing, and we're beginning to look forward to increasing services and outputs. Next slide, please. So, the federal government response. We mentioned, we've heard severally in the last two or 3 days about the federal government's response, the National Action Plan, the activities that of the National Action Plans have rolled out. It's well known. Can you please go back to the previous one? So the activities of National Action Plans are well known. There is the National Wash Fund that is being proposed. There is the capacity building program that is also being proposed. And memos have come to the technical sessions on these matters, and they'll be coming forward to the council itself. We also have the P-Wash, which started slightly before the National Action Plan, and the P-Wash program has now become one of the things that is motivating states to take action. 33 states have signed on the protocol. We have the launch of the Clean Nigeria, Use the Toilet campaign, and the issue of executive order by the president. These are actions that have been taken at the national level. The main challenge, therefore, is how do we get the states themselves to take initiatives, sometimes, and in fact, more importantly, more proactive than at the federal level. Because really, citizens live in the states, not at the federal level. The federal can only give guidance. The actual actions and delivery has to happen at the state level. Next slide, please. So let's now look a bit at COVID. Like I said before, COVID has symptoms that are flu-like. It started in China. It started first from animal to humans. The world was told, and then quickly the epidemic in China grew, and then went on to become transmitted by human contacts. The challenge, therefore, was for the World Health Organization to stem the tide and to make sure that there are controls in place to ensure that it doesn't go global. The world panicked because the pandemic was declared. And Africa behaved like the rest of the world. We were troubled, we were worried. But 1 year have gone past. Let's reflect on what has happened so far. The global figures today is over almost 63 million. But when I was looking at this about 4 or 5 days ago, it was just 61 million. The figures in Nigeria, 3 or 4 days ago, like I said, is 67 million. The number of deaths in Nigeria is 1,171 million by Monday, as it were. 1,171,000. The deaths in America is 260 something. Today, it's probably close to 280 after 3 or 4 days, maybe 300,000. The deaths across the world is different. If you look at the map, you can see the areas where the spread is really intensive. This is going to tell us that some things are different across the world. Next slide, please. The question for us is this then. Why is it that in sub-Saharan Africa, so let's focus now on Africa, why do we have fewer infections? Suggestions have been made. Of course, the Western world will not do your research for you except it interests them. We need to do research to identify why these things are happening and why we are a bit different. But people have suggested certain things. One of them is that Africa has higher exposure to diseases and therefore have higher levels of resistance to pathogens. Experiences in dealing with public health epidemics and pandemics also is common in Africa. Recently, Nigeria and the rest of West Africa particularly dealt with Ebola. Central African Republic is dealing with Ebola at the moment. So it is assumed that we have the systems to prevent epidemics and pandemics, and we're able to quickly roll this out. We all are familiar with the actions that were taken by the federal government. In fact, one African country closed down the country before the first COVID experience came into their country. We closed down immediately. We got about 2 or 3 incidences. and that has helped us to keep the transmission very low. Exposure to illnesses creates resistance and, of course, levels of herd immunity. It's been argued. And then, of course, it's also been argued that because we have a young population, only 3% of Nigerian population is above 65 years old. So if there's anybody in this room who is above 65, they are one of the very, very fortunate Nigerians alive. So because of this, people are not prone to quick deaths from corona, because we've been told that corona quickly kills older people, while younger people can develop resistance. But then, you know, it's said that cardiovascular diseases and obesity and people suffering from those are more prone to COVID deaths. But we're told that influenza and pneumonia, at least the statistics says, kill a lot of people in Nigeria. In fact, it's the highest cause of death in Nigeria. So we need to actually investigate these figures, like I said, to be sure why this did not happen as we thought it would have happened in Africa. Next slide, please. But let's now look at our next question. How should we think of COVID-19? I haven't seen the ways COVID-19 have gone in the last 1 year in the face of the crisis we face in our sector. I've tried to compare, not because deaths from corona or death from diarrhea is more important